Hey guys, in this video, we're going to teach you how to make YouTube ads work on a massive scale, year by year after year, on the 7-figure scale, potentially even 8-figure scale, just by following the advice we're going to give you.
Yeah, man, this is a really good topic. I like this question a lot because, on the high level things, it really comes down to being committed to making YouTube ads work, right? Like, really, this is just about putting in the time and effort to really decide, I'm going to make YouTube ads work, and this is a long-term game. So if you're running just an offer that you're going to put up on YouTube that you just made last week, and you want to start running some YouTube ads to get some sales, as much as that is a good strategy, you really have to think longer. You really have to think 1 year, 2-year ad strategy down the road. 2 years, 3 years from now, is this offer still going to work? And if it does, am I willing to create the ads to allow it to generate these sales year after year? And YouTube is a video and audience game, right? New videos are the key to winning YouTube. You can only do so much from the optimization level, but you have to be able to be committed to filming different creatives, with different benefits, and then also just testing different offers as well. Maybe the first video creatives you film for one offer don't work. That doesn't mean that YouTube doesn't work. It means that maybe that offer might not work on YouTube. And this goes to a previous video that we can link in somewhere in the description about different offers that are currently working on YouTube. But this is more of a mindset, what's actually working and how to actually make an account work year after year is testing new video ads, testing new ways to approach a certain offer, and testing new offers to where you can scale a campaign past 7 figures. And I know for me personally, we have an offer with one right now with one of my clients, which has been crushing with some of the same creatives we've had for 9 months. We've had the same creatives for 9 months, and it's still crushing at low CPAs. And it's been a 9-month campaign out of a 2-year campaign already. So it's very possible to have a 7-figure campaign crush like after year, but you have to be committed to being able to test new creatives, test different offers if the first offer doesn't work, and really put your frame in a 2 to 3 year ad strategy. What are the ads that are going to lead us down a customer journey to where we can actually have a product, down the road where it's a higher ticket, right? Maybe we funnel them with this, then this, then this. Think high level strategy on this one, guys.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's just really, really important, right? Like, basically, the big thing with something like this is just the fact that you have to think long term. You have to think big picture, and you also have to think like, what's going to take me from here to where I want to be in 5 years. And I think there was a period like a couple of years ago, even like leading up to recently, where people were just making like Facebook ads and even YouTube ads work for offers that were just like fly-by-night operations. Like, hey, just throw up a webinar, offer a high-ticket offer, not really put much thought into it. And people were making like 50 grand a month. And then people kind of got stuck into this mindset that, hey, things should work in 1 to 2 months. The reality is the default is things don't work that fast. It takes a few months, and it depends on where you're at. If you have a solid offer that's been proven over years, and you have like a major brand, then essentially what's going to happen is you're going to be able to probably make YouTube work much faster, right? Like, you're going to be able to make it work. Like, I've had clients where literally they're like, hey, we have a launch coming up, bam, and massive ROI immediately, just because they have something that just works and just needed to translate it. But chances are a lot of times that won't happen. Chances are you have to take a long-term view. You have to assume that it's going to take months, and you have to be willing to lose $15,000 to $20,000 to make millions. That's kind of the mindset that really wins. And that's kind of the, and if you're at a smaller level, then you should be having different traffic sources. You shouldn't be trying to just make YouTube work. You should be trying to make like a bunch of different things work, organic traffic, Facebook ads, etc. And then what works first, then try to scale up on that, and then translate that to other traffic sources, because the chances are every single traffic source is not going to work immediately, right? Like, I never think it's like kind of like a super easy thing, right? Like, if you're really good at buying traffic and you're really good at the offer and you have like something that just the market wants, then you can make it work immediately. But a lot of times there's often like things you need to fix. You need to test out landing pages and test out offers. And again, this is something I've learned from my like the bigger clients I have, is they never think in terms of $5,000 or $10,000. They always think in terms of what can we make work that's gonna like long-term result in millions. Like, they're like, literally, I've had clients say, hey, I don't care how much you have to spend to make this work, just make this work, and then after that we just scale it. And those are the winners, man. Like, those are the winners. Those are the guys who are thinking like years ahead, and they're just thinking like, hey, if I could make this traffic source work, I might lose $20,000 immediately right now, like the first month or two. But that's okay because I'm going to make that back and more in the next 12 days after I crack that. And I'm not saying you're going to lose $20,000. I'm just saying it as an example of what these high level guys think. And obviously, you know, if you have a lower budget, you might have a lesser number that you're willing to lose. And you might have to be more conservative, and it might take a little bit more work, a little bit more creativity on your part to make it work. But you just have to understand that it's a long game and there is risk involved. And if you can't lose a couple $1,000s, then don't get into this game, right? Like if losing $2,000 is going to make your life like difficult, then don't do it, right? Like unless you're in that position, then try organic traffic sources, try doing like other ways of going out there and getting it. It's just like, don't try to, you know, crack paid traffic if you have no budget. I know people like sell courses and tell people, hey, we can make Facebook ads work for you even if you have like $500. You can make YouTube work for you even if you have $500. The reality is those courses might teach you some cool stuff. But honestly, you need to have the budget to test and fail, because once you fail, that's when you can, you know, actually learn the lessons. And yeah, same thing. Like if you're looking to hire somebody, like make sure you have a budget for it, because chances are nobody's going to make it work from like day one. Like it's just, you just have to be willing to accept that it's a long game and not a short game, especially with paid traffic. Yeah.
Paid traffic is a commitment, guys. Like 100%. You should have to make a seven-figure funnel scale with YouTube ads. That comes from like Shah said, you know, having your other funnels dialed in, having some capital to play with and to be willing to risk, because you can't expect $1,000 to change your life. So you can't expect $1,000 in Google ads to scale your offer. You're going to need more than that. And if $1,000 doesn't work, YouTube ads doesn't work. It doesn't mean that YouTube ads doesn't work. It just means that you only had $1,000 to test with. So huge points, man. That was super valuable, dude. And I agree with everything you just said. You got to really think long-term. How am I going to make this work? Am I willing to put in the work? Am I willing to put in the video ads? Am I willing to risk, test, and fail and go longer than just 1 month of testing and not give up? Great points, man.
Yeah, and that's not to say it takes like 3 months or 4 months or whatever. It's usually it doesn't take that long.
Of course not. You could see results. You could see results once the campaigns launch, of course.
Yeah, sometimes you just get those offers that are good market product fit, and you have a solid brand, and you have some audiences to work with, and literally the first campaign you start, it does well. But again, that's dependent on having those things. You can't just come in with a webinar you shot yesterday that you haven't tested with organic or other traffic sources, put it on YouTube, start running YouTube ads to it. There's just so many things with it. There's like the webinar landing page. Is it converting at a high percentage? Is the webinar converting? Is the offer good? Is the price point good? Is there an upsell? Is there like backend? There's just like a million different things. And it's like, you kind of have to also figure those things out before you really can start scaling hard. So it's just kind of like a cautionary thing, which is like, guys, have realistic expectations. You can build your multi-million-dollar brand and, make ridiculous amounts of money with it. I mean, and just do what you want in terms of achieving your goals. But you have to be realistic in the sense that there's no magic pill. There's no one method that's just going to overnight change your life. It's more just consistency and every single day putting in the work to figure out your offer, to figure out your traffic, to figure out basically what's going to happen. So just wanted to leave you guys with that message.
Crazy good video, man. This is awesome.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.